This is the Fergus Tobago 5-star hotel where we're staying for the next 2 weeks whilst we're in Majorca. It's a recently refurbished hotel in Palmanova. Let's take a look at it. This is the way into reception. This is the front of the hotel. And as you can see, there's a few bikes for rent out of the front here. The reception area is covered overhead. To the left of the main reception doors, which I'm showing you just over here, just ahead of us, you have some nice seating. It's in a shaded area. There are several big trees with large leafy canopies overhead protecting you from the sun. Let's take a look inside reception itself, which is just through these double doors here. So having come to the main reception doors, here we are inside reception. Several ceiling mounted fans to keep you nice and cool. The main check-in desk is just ahead in front there. We have some seating just in front of us here where guests can sit and relax. Ahead there is a small reception bar where we were given a free welcome drink when we arrived and we checked in yesterday, which was very nice. We had a choice of cold drinks or hot drinks, and we chose to have an iced tea, and it was very nice. And ahead, you can see that there's some table and chairs and a wall-mounted TV. And the stairs in the distance that you can see are the stairs leading to many of the rooms which are above us. And our room is on the second floor, which is 2204. And this is just one of the views walking down the corridors. In fact, towards our room, you can see the light, the airy. It doesn't look dated at all. Let's take a look inside. So this is the inside of the room. It's quite small, but it's well furnished and it has a lovely sea view. Let's take a look at the room first of all. So we have the entrance door that we've just come in. And as you walk through the door to the left, we have a safe, which you can see here. Nice and spacious, big enough to get several items in there, including a laptop, kettle and coffee maker, couple of cups and saucers up ahead. On the subject of the safe, there's no extra cost for that. The price for it is included within the room, so it's free. That's good. I think this is one of the first hotels that we've ever been to where you don't have to pay extra for the safe, which is good. Little fridge below. The maid has just emptied it at our request because the items in there weren't complimentary, they were extra. You have storage space here in the centre bit. Just let me pan back. You can see here storage space, coat hangers, drawer space down here, luggage rack there. So if we pan round now, standing with my back to the door, on the left hand side you have a large mirror here, and if we pan round to the right hand side, we have what essentially is an open plan bathroom and shower area. You can see the basin here, single basin, large mirror here. Underneath the basin, towels, and if I pan round to the right, toilet with a phone inside the toilet, and to the left of the toilet, a nice sized shower and a stool for sitting on. Moving into the rest of the room, you can see the bed on the right hand side here. It's not a single double bed, it's two separate singles. Lamps, electrical points, which include USB chargers, and a telephone to that side. And if we look over this side, the same thing but minus the telephone. corner chair and footstool, nice mirror on the wall, and if we pan round in front of the bed, let me turn around this side, desk area where I could do some editing there, and a large flat screen wall mounted TV there. So that's the room that we're staying in for the next 2 weeks. It's a smaller room than we've had previously when we've holidayed on the island. We normally book an apartment, but of course it's currently June, the beginning of June, peak holiday season. Prices have increased, and with the high season you're getting less for your money. To book an apartment would cost considerably more than what we paid for this room, but nevertheless it's a nice room, it's clean, it's well furnished, and I'm sure we'll be very comfortable here. I've probably saved the best till last. I'm going to pan the camera around now and show you the spectacular view from the balcony. Okay, so moving out onto the balcony itself is quite small, it's quite narrow, and there are privacy screens on both sides. Let me just pan around both sides, as you can see there. As you walk through the patio doors, the sliding doors, a couple of chairs and a small table where you can sit and relax and take in the view. But let me show you this view. The building ahead of you is part of the hotel as well, and if you can just see on the roof, that's the 8th floor, and up there, I've yet to go up there, is a sky bar where you can go and enjoy a drink, and the view from the top will be even better. But if I pan around to the left, this is the view of the bay in Palmanova, and today the weather is glorious. As we landed in the airport it was saying 27 degrees, but that view is spectacular. And if I pan down below, you can see many guests relaxing, sunbathing around the poolside. We've been here for a couple of days now, and we're going down to breakfast shortly, so I'm going to take the Go3 camera down with me. It's my smallest camera, it's the most discreet, and we're going to show you what's on offer for breakfast. We're going to show you the quality of food and the variety that they have for guests. So let's go. One thing that I haven't mentioned so far is the fact that on this holiday I haven't brought my bike. And strictly speaking, this 2-week holiday on the island is not a cycling holiday, albeit I will be doing some cycling whilst here. The hotel that we're staying at also doesn't actually cater for cyclists. It's not a cycling friendly hotel. The north of the island, in my experience, is a much better place to base yourself as a cyclist. There are many more hotels on the north of the island which better cater for us cyclists. So in order to get some cycling in, if I've not got my bike whilst we're on the island, obviously I'm having to rent one. And we've already been into a local cycle hire shop, which we've used in the past a long time ago, and scoped out what bikes they've got and what prices that they charge and so on and so forth. And having done that, I spoke with staff at reception, and this not being a cycling friendly hotel, I asked them if I did hire a bike whilst I was here, where I could store it. A lot of hotels don't let you, or don't like you rather, storing your bike in the room. And the only option that they mentioned was storing the bikes that we hired in the luggage room. And for me, that was a no-no. It's a small, cramped room, lots of people coming and going, and I felt that was a no-no. Now, fortunately for us, the bike hire place is just down the road, and having had a chat with them, they very kindly offered that we could store the bikes there. We could store their bikes there overnight. So that's what we're going to do. This hotel offers 0 facilities for the cycling enthusiast, but it does have a gym. Let's go and take a look. Now, the hotel does have a gym, and it's just behind me, as you can see. It doesn't look like much of a gym. It's an interesting gym. It's actually outside. It's covered. Let's go and take a look. So the gym is just ahead of us there, and you can see if I pan the camera up, it's actually outside, but there's a big tarpaulin covering, obviously covering you from the sun once the sun shines. It's a little bit overcast today, but if we go up these stairs, we can see heavy weights here, some very old style benches, some free weights on the back wall there, some balls, and that's pretty much it. So a very, very basic gym. I was hoping that there would be some leg machines in here, but obviously not. So bearing in mind that this is a 5-star hotel, for me that gym is well below par. It's well below standard. It's quite a poor gym, but can't have everything. On the subject of parking at the hotel, there is a car park. It's situated at the back of the hotel, and I'm sitting in it now. I'll show you a view of the car park itself in a second, but the thing to note about the car park is, as I found out the other day, it's not free parking. If you want to park a car or a moped, there is a per day charge. Now, whilst on the island we rented a moped, and when I inquired at reception, staff told me there that they wanted a fee of just over €6 per night to park the moped in the car, which isn't cheap. We elected not to do that. Access to the car park is from the hotel, from the second floor, out of this gate here that I'm showing ahead of you. And if I pan the camera around this way, this is where you'll emerge out into. The car park itself is quite big. As you can see to the right, if I pan around that way, there's car parking over to my right, and there is an entry or an exit barrier just ahead, and an electronic big black gate there. So this is the setup that they've got for the car parking. Now, there is actually a small, I'll call it a Judas gate, within the gate itself, which foot passengers can pass in and out of, as I've just done there. And if I swing around to the other side, you can see an electronic keypad on the wall. So if you drive up with your car or your moped to the gate, just activate the intercom here and staff will let you in. Just walking back up to the room now inside the hotel, having left the car park, and I've just popped into reception and I asked for clarification for the car parking prices. £7.50 per night for a scooter or a moped, which we hired, and €17.50 per night for a car, which is quite a significant charge if you'll end up wanting to rent space in the car park for, let's say, a week. So not cheap. So bear in mind those added costs on top of your car or your scooter rental fees if you decide to rent whilst you're on the island. Just in the lift, popping up to the 8th floor to check the sky bar out. That should be an interesting view. So this is the sky bar on the very top roof section of the hotel. In a minute we'll take a look over the edge of the building at the Palmanova Bay. Rooftop pool look. Seagull landing, taking a drink of water. But this is the view overlooking one of the beaches of Palmanova from the rooftop terrace. The sky bar on the 8th floor. Isn't that something? And this is the view from the far end of the rooftop terrace. Spectacular, isn't it? Absolutely spectacular. Okay, final thoughts on the hotel. Take two. Okay, final thoughts on the hotel. Essentially, I thought about naming this review, and I probably will do, a cyclist review of a non-cycling hotel. And the main question that I've thought about from that perspective is, how did I get on as a cyclist staying in a non-cycling hotel? And the answer to that is, okay, fine. We managed, we coped, we survived. Of course we survived. It's a nice hotel, it's a 5-star hotel. But can you book a holiday to get some cycling in and stay at a non-cycling hotel? And the answer is, as long as you do a little bit of research beforehand, of course you can. In our example, we booked bikes from a local hire shop. We know Palmanova, we've been here a few times before, and we knew where the bike shop was that I was going to hire from. They are quite reasonable. The bike shop is called Pepe's. I'll put a link up in the description below for you. And their prices, in comparison to other bike shops in the area, are quite competitive, if not very competitive. 25 euros per day. They ask you to pay a deposit, albeit because they were relatively happy with me, they waived that. Yes, you haven't got the convenience of, for example, the Viva Blue and Spa that we stayed at last time we were on the island in the north in Playa de Muro. That was a dedicated sort of sporty hotel. It catered for cyclists, you know, runners, swimmers, triathletes. There was a huge big parking garage at the bottom. It had its own bike shop, its own mechanics, you know, you could buy things from the shop there. And that really was, for me, so far, the gold standard. But we've managed well enough on this occasion as cyclists, we're not cycling as much, staying at this non-cycling hotel in Palmanova. So it can be done. Two final things I wanted to touch upon before I end this hotel review is, number one, the level of service given to us as guests by staff, and number two, the cost, which I'll come on to at the end. Firstly, as for the level of service, on the day that we turned up, and this is the only hotel it's ever happened to us, as we got off the coach with our bags, two male members of staff, only young lads in their 20s, but that's not the point, two male members of staff left reception having seen us arrive, walked up to us, greeted us, and actually took our bags from us and took them into the hotel. Now, whether that was a service that they provided hoping for or expecting a tip, they didn't get it from me on that occasion, albeit I did tip one lad later on. I'll come back to that in a second. But they were really courteous, really polite, and I was quite impressed by that. You were greeted in person, off the bus, you were chaperoned in, taken to reception, and your bags were taken off you and taken in. Also, having checked in, one of the same members of staff took the bags up to the room, told us how to get up there. We went up in the lift, and he went a separate route and delivered our bags to us at the room. Now for that, obviously I did tip him and he was quite grateful for it. It wasn't a big tip, you know, it was only €5, but that's not the point. But this is the only hotel that we've had that level of service given to us. Final item to touch upon is the price. We booked this as a package holiday, as we normally do with Jet2. Never really had a problem with them. We find them quite professional, quite reliable. And the total we paid for 2 weeks, half board, in this 5-star hotel in Palmanova was $3,371. Now, of course, this is high season. Now, you'd probably get this same hotel in the weeks before or after high season at a slightly lower price. Who knows? So 3,371 for the 2 weeks half board, and resort fees. Is that what they're called? Resort fees, not set by the hotel, set by, you know, local government. €93.
Tourist tax.
Tourist tax. That's it. Not resort fees. Tourist tax. €98, which was, you know, relatively steep. But again, it's high season. I think when we stayed at the or at a hotel in Playa de Muro in, when was it? March, for 10, was it 7 days?
Yeah, it was about 12. Yeah.
It was something like 10 or 12 euros. So, you know, whichever department of the local government sets the tourist tax will hit you most during high season. So for us this time around, it was €98. So that's it. That's the hotel review. Thanks very much for watching. Would I recommend the hotel? Yes, I would. Would I stay here again? Yes, I would. It's clean enough, it's comfortable enough, the quality of food's good enough, the staff are friendly, polite, professional. It's not a bad hotel. As has just been pointed out to me, the staff are a credit to the hotel. They really are. Level of service has been exemplary. Good word. So thanks very much for watching. If you found the hotel review informative, please give the video a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.